Hey guys, it's Nicola from Singer's Secret. Now what happens if you're on stage and you stuff up? What do? Most people will tell you, don't let the audience know that you stuffed up. But to be honest, this actually isn't that helpful in terms of advice, because sometimes, when you stuff up, it's such a big stuff up that it is obvious, even if you try and cover it up. And a lot of the time when you're new to singing, if you make a mistake, your heart suddenly goes up into your throat, you get all flustered, you lose your lyrics, you forget where you are in the music, the drama starts going off time, the whole thing goes to shit. And it's kind of hard to take that advice of don't let the audience know that you've stuffed up. So in situations like this, what do? I have two strategies in a situation like this for you. The first one is you've got to own it. You've really got to own the mistake. And if you own it, the mistake can actually become a highlight of the show. I'll explain why. I remember when I did my first show at the Ellington, I think I've talked about this before, but I stuffed up so much. And one of the biggest stuff ups that I did was I have two songs that sound kind of similar in terms of groove and the way that they start. As the song progresses, they're very different, but at the start they sound very similar. Now, I started singing the melody and the lyrics to the wrong song over the chords of the other song. So the band was playing something and I was singing the completely wrong song. And when you're in a situation like this, it's so hard to correct because you've got the lyrics of that song stuck in your head. And the band was looking at me like I'm some kind of freak and I did not know what to do. So I just kept stuffing up and singing the wrong songs, and then I just stopped singing and the band was just like, what? So what I should have done was actually stop the music and said to the audience, oh look, the singer stuffed up, and kind of make a joke about it. Turned to my band and said, yeah guys, look, I started singing, and say this into the microphone so you're including the audience in the banter. I started singing the wrong song, wrong lyrics over the wrong chords, diva, idiot. So we're gonna try that again because the singer stuffed up. And if you own it and you're confident about it, then the mistake actually doesn't matter. Because what happens when you're on stage is it's like this transfer of energy. So if you are confident, even if you stuff up and you're not worried about it, so you're not like, oh my God, I stuffed up, and you're kind of like, oh my God, they're gonna hate me. If you act like that, the audience will feel it and they'll become nervous for you. But if you're confident about it and you just joke about it and you're like, whatever, diva, stuffed up, let's try that again, they won't mind because they're still having a good time, and it's this transfer of energy. So if you're nervous, they get nervous. If you're confident, they get confident, and the mistake doesn't matter. And then when you do start singing the song again, when you get to the point where you've stuffed up, you can look at the audience and be like, oh, this is where the stuff up kind of happened, and they'll kind of laugh if you kind of act relieved after you kind of get past that point and you keep singing. And that's how you can sort of turn the mistake into a bit of a highlight because they join in the fun. Now obviously if you're 3/4 of the way through the song, you don't want to start it again, but if you are confident and you own up to your mistakes, the mistake doesn't become a problem. And that brings me to strategy number 2. If you are, 3/4 of the way through the song and you make a massive stuff up, so you forget the lyrics, you can use scat. Yes! Or, if you don't scat and you're not like a jazz or a blues singer, just use nonsense syllables like la da 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 to cover up any forgotten melody or lyrics or words. I do it all the time. That's why scat was invented. The amount of times I've forgotten my lyrics and I just scat instead. But the audience, they don't care because I'm still having a good time. They're having a good time. I'll be like, doo-ba, ba-diddly-doo-da, or whatever, and they don't know that I've just forgotten all the lyrics. They just think it's part of my vibe. So, you don't have to do a full-on scat. You can just turn it into a la da 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 and get yourself out of it that way. And the best example of this in action is, I can't remember what record it's off, but Ella Fitzgerald sings Mac the Knife. I'll put a link to it below so you can have a listen if you're interested. and halfway through the song she completely forgets the lyrics to the song, and she starts making up her own words. And they were recording this live, so you can hear her kind of laughing about the lyrics that she's making up, but because she owns it and she's confident about it and she's still having a good time while she's doing it, the mistake has actually become the whole highlight of that track, and it's what's made that whole recording so memorable. And music is art. No one says that you have to stick to the exact lyrics that the artist that wrote the song wrote. You can change them. Of course you can change them. It's art. You know, if you stuff up the lyrics, put your own lyrics in there. Make your own stuff up. It doesn't matter. Music is like the purest art form, because the way that you perform it once will be completely different to the way that you perform it again. It's like, it's art that's kind of living art that's happening, it's happening, and then it's over. You're never to be repeated. That's how pure of an art form performing and live music is. So to summarize, I think the key takeaway here is not to worry about, you know, not showing the audience that you've made a mistake, but because the actual mistake doesn't matter, it's really more about not letting the mistake get in the way of you having a good time. Because if you're having fun up there and you're confident and you're owning it, mistakes don't matter. Everyone's having fun, everyone's having a good time, and that is what it's all about. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of weeks for the next video really soon.